I did not need these faux leather leggings. Most of the time, these YouTube made me buy it or Instagram made me buy it videos are all, yeah, these items are great. You need to buy them. The link is down below. Well, that might not be this video. I am going to tell you about some of the items that I have bought under the influence of other YouTubers. Some of them have been wonderful. Some of them, not so much. I know that I have wasted and spent a lot of money. If you are new to my channel and are not familiar, I actually make a lot of videos on how to save money and smart spending. I also am documenting our journey to paying off our mortgage by the year of 2024 and ultimately being financially independent. If you're interested in any of that type of content, make sure you bookmark this channel by subscribing down below. I want to talk about something that I am more recently coming to realize, and that is the power of influence from influencers, from people who have followings online. Again, as in a lot of things, unless you step out of the bubble, you don't even realize that you're being sold to. Whenever I do videos for you all, I'm very conscious about what I say and about anything that I may or may not recommend. The reason I do that is because your trust is the #1 thing to me. I did not start YouTube thinking that I would make any money off of it. And to this day, you know, it took 3 years for me to even get more than 100 subscribers. And I didn't get monetized until the end of December of 2020. So right now, the only thing I'm actually making off of YouTube is Google AdSense, which is fine. I know that a lot of YouTubers make this their job where they do sponsorships all the time and they promote products all of the time. They do shopping hauls and look what I bought, and they link everything down below because they get money from affiliate marketing if you click on those links to buy them. I have done some videos in the past, and one of the ones I've done is the 10 frugal items you should have in your household, or my favorite 2020 purchases from Amazon. I do it and I link those things because they are things I literally use every day or have so for years. And I would not sell you guys on something that wasn't something I used, something I had experience with. I want to make sure that I can be a socially responsible, am I an influencer? I don't know. I don't even know that I care for that word, whatever, but I want to make sure I'm being socially responsible without feeding into hyper consumerism. Now, don't get me wrong. I enjoy product reviews on YouTube. I use them in order to buy the new camera I have. They are very, very helpful. I love it when somebody compares 2 different products to give you an honest review. But often if something is sponsored or the person who owns the product or the company pays someone to talk about it, that doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be the best product. So it's just kind of weeding out those types of videos and seeing what is true and trustworthy and what's not. The few and far between videos that I do link things, it's because I know you might ask for it or want to know where to get it. And they are things that I know are a good price per use. Meaning if you buy a $40 t-shirt and you wear it 1 time a week every single year for 3 years, that is a pretty low cost per use. Versus someone linking a super cheap t-shirt because it's a super cheap t-shirt and after 3 washes it looks terrible. So I want to show you guys the products that I have purchased that either I like or I don't like. And these products are products that I saw being used on YouTube and ended up purchasing them. Some from several years ago and some more recently. So let's show you those items. This is the first one. This is the Revlon, whatever you want to call, styler. I will have it linked down below in case you're interested. And the reason I'm going to link it is because I love this. I am very glad that I purchased this. Now, the reason I purchased this is because it was also on a video that compared the higher priced version of this by another company to this one, the much cheaper drugstore version. And this one actually did better, so I went ahead and purchased it. I don't know about you, but I cannot give myself a good like blowout as far as my hair goes. People who, hairstylist, honestly, you should be praised for the amount of upper arm and shoulder strength that you have to use on a daily basis, because I can't even for a minute. And what I was finding is that I really wanted something to make my hair look like it was more of a blowout. So this thing does it. It is essentially great because it's like a hair dryer in this brush. And yes, there's hair in it because you legit use this thing. And so it's kind of almost this oblong shape as well. And you've got, this stays cool as well. And so you just twist it. I just keep it in my hair and I do it like this and I twist it. Now I haven't been able to use it for probably, if you look back about 6 months on my channel, I had really short hair, so I couldn't use this, but I did hang on to it. And a few of you have said more recently that you like my new hairstyle. Well, it's just because my hair finally got back to the length where I can use this and it looks like a blowout and it's, you know, soft and airy. And so that is what does it. So this actually was a great purchase that I found on YouTube. A not so great purchase were these guys. These are the Spanx faux leather leggings. So if you see here, they're kind of like shiny. Everybody had these, you had to buy these, and they are super expensive, not on sale. I ended up buying them during the Nordstrom anniversary sale, so they were a lot less expensive, but they were still expensive for a pair of leggings. And this is a size large. I got a size large. Let me show you. Do you see? That's not very big. That's not very wide. I can wear them. I've worn them twice in 3 years, just because I don't go out. I mean, I guess if you're going on a date night, but I don't do that very often. For me and my lifestyle, these aren't practical. For somebody else or me 10 years ago, sure, absolutely, probably would have gotten a lot more wear out of them. So I'm not saying they're bad by any means, but first of all, they're Spanx. It's like stuffing a sausage. It's interesting trying to get these things in and out, on and off. And they look good, but I don't have necessarily a lot to wear them with, and I declutter a lot of things, but these are one of those things that I was so heavily influenced to buy them and, you know, buy all the attention that I just still haven't gotten rid of them. You know, I'm just wondering one day maybe I'll become a person who goes out more often, I guess, goes on some more dates with my husband, but I don't know. Not a good purchase for me. This is another item I was influenced to buy. It is the Oil-Free Acne Wash Cream Cleanser by Neutrogena. You guys have asked about my skin. I literally use two things. I use this twice a day to wash my face, and I use the CeraVe, it's purple, Skin Renewing Night Cream. I use it in the morning and at night. That is all. If I add anything else into my routine, I break out, it's just, my skin looks dull, etc. This is it. So this was recommended by a beauty influencer. So I purchased this, and I've probably purchased about 30 bottles since. That's how long I've been using this. Now, how much money I spent on other things compared to this that also I was influenced by, I spent so much money on makeup, skincare, hair care, because of those influencers, beauty influencers, and literally I don't wear any of it. I mean hundreds of dollars. I remember at one point having like a box this big full of makeup just because, gosh, they look so good when they're doing it, but for whatever reason, when I did it, it never turned out. Well, maybe it's the product. Maybe I need to get this other thing that this other person says. That's the trap I kept falling into. I also ended up buying one of those really expensive faux leather looking diaper bags that all of the mommy vloggers had. They just always talked about this diaper bag. So I went ahead and purchased it. I don't have it, don't have a picture, don't even remember the name brand of the thing. I do know that I think it was about $100, and that was with a coupon. Luckily, when I got rid of it, I was able to sell it on, I think, Poshmark and get, I think it was $35 or $40 back, which, you know, return on investment, no, but I was able to get some money back. With that thing though, I got it and it was terrible because it was super heavy. And I don't know about any of you moms, but the amount of crap you have to carry around with a little one is heavy enough. I certainly don't need a diaper bag that adds pounds to it. So again, it was just one of those, oh, that looks really chic. The mommy vlogger says this is the best thing to have. When come to find out, no. But I ended up helping make that mommy vlogger some money by using their code. Another purchase that I don't have in front of me to show you is the meal delivery services. There are so many YouTubers and people on Instagram that are, what do you call it, sponsored by those services. And they just looked so easy and so interesting. And again, several years ago, being a working professional with a young child and a husband whose schedule is variable as far as some nights, some days, I wanted something that would be healthy and easy, and this just looked great, right? So I ordered, I think I tried out 2 different companies, and I ordered probably 6 or 7 boxes, if not more. And some of them were okay. Some of the recipes were actually great, and you actually got to keep the recipes. But let me tell you, the experience I had was not positive, other than the good recipes. The amount of food, the portions, I've talked to you guys about portion sizes before, and how portion sizes in the US have grown to be huge. But I'm sorry, the portion sizes that come in these meals is enough to feed a toddler. That's it. It is not enough food. Not to mention, I remember one time where I got my order and one of the sides was some sort of candied carrot or something like that. And it came with 2 carrots. One of them was no bigger than my pinky and shriveled up and turned this way. Yeah, I know it's weird that I can do my finger like that, but turned this way. This big. It was the tiniest thing I had ever seen. And I said, oh, I'm supposed to cut this up and feed this to myself and my husband, and we're supposed to be fulfilled by this? I don't think so. And then several times I also ordered them and they were missing something, or they didn't have the actual recipe card. I loved having the recipe card. It was just so much easier to make it by than keep opening my phone to, you know, see what to do next. Not to mention it was something easy to put within my recipe binder. And I remember one time they were like, no, well, we can't send it to you. We can email it to you and you can print it off. And I was like, okay, that's fine. The next time it actually happened, well, I'll send you a link and you can use the recipe from there. Well, what's the point? My point is to say none of that to me was worth it. So I'm sorry, but you won't see any of that kind of sponsorships on this channel. And just so you do not feel bad, I'd still get influenced for purchases. More recently, in January, I bought this thing. What is this? This is the Always pan that everybody talks about. Now, they have a lot of influencers that sponsor them, but this thing has been worth it to me. So it's an expensive pan, but if any of you watched my crab cake dinner recipe, then you saw the shape that my nonstick pans were in. It was not good. They were 10 years old, and there was, you know, probably not good for me to be ingesting what was on the nonstick. So I saw this on somebody's YouTube video, and I just thought, well, that seems amazing. And I went ahead and, as a gift to myself for my birthday, went ahead and purchased it. And I love it. It is, I don't know what it's made of, but this is the inside. You can get different colors. I got this blue color. If you've seen my house, you know I love this blue color. And then it comes with the spatula that actually sits right in here. And then I have not used this yet, but it comes with this steam pan. But I hope you can actually see this. Do you see how good that looks? I have used this pan, and there's the bottom too. How good the bottom still looks. I have used this pan. It's from a place called Our Place, and it's the Always pan. I have used it probably 30 to 40 times, maybe more, and it looks brand spanking new. Nothing sticks to this thing. It is so easy to clean out. So I say this to you to mean that not everything that people are paid to sponsor or to talk about is bad. On the contrary, I say this to you to beware, right? So I have been in the experience where I've spent a lot of money on useless things or just not good value. Or I've spent money on something that turned out to be amazing. You just never know. You've got to do the research of it, and sometimes you just have to experience it and fail from there. Now I want to dive a little bit deeper into influencer hyper-consumerism. And the reason I say hyper-consumerism is I think that obviously you're going to consume things, right? And there can be people who can give you actually good advice, good reviews on things. But I am seeing increasingly more toxicity in this field about people consuming things, being super wasteful, and influencing others to spend money on things they know they do not need. When you see a YouTuber or an Instagrammer that every time they upload a video, it has some sort of sponsorship in it, for me, it makes me very weary of not only that YouTuber or that Instagrammer, but of the product itself. How do you guys feel about that? A few of you have actually mentioned on my channel that you love that I've actually never had a sponsored video or, tried to sell you on things. And I'm going to stay that way. I'm not going to say that I'm never ever going to have a sponsor, but if somebody comes to me and it's something that I've used for years that I know is a good value and that they're offering a good value to you, then I might consider it. I can tell you to date, believe it or not, even a small channel like mine gets offers all of the time from a weird wide range of places trying to get me to do a sponsored video or to plug their product in a video. Probably a couple dozen to date. And I have not done any because none of those products are something I want to tell you about because number one, some of them I've never even heard of. Number two, some of them, every single influencer I come across shows them. Or number three, I can't have enough experience with the product to be able to feel good about showing it to you. Now again, I do not want to look down negatively upon anybody who is in this industry that does sponsored videos, that, shows off products. They could absolutely have your best interest at heart. If they need to do this to put a roof over their head and to put food in their children's mouth, I completely understand. What I want to do is to bring the attention to it and show you how it can negatively affect you without you even knowing, how it has negatively affected me without me even knowing. I did this as well when I talked about my MLM stories. I'll link that video up here. But again, I wasn't bashing those companies, but I wanted to open people's eyes up to something I had more recently come to discover. If you can become aware of what's going on, then you can make better choices for yourself while still consuming and watching the content that you've enjoyed. I now have enough self-control and discipline over my purchases to know if I see something that somebody's showing, if it is something I actually need or something that I know I would love. Sometimes you are genuinely looking for something and you are looking for a review on it. In today's world, we can't always go out, touch, and test what we think we may want to bring into our life, whether that's a vehicle or a new pan or a new pair of pants. We are more and more increasingly relying on people who are sitting in front of a camera telling us about something. And we just have to be able to differentiate between the people who are constantly peddling something just to make that extra money because that's where they get it, and somebody who has our best interest at heart. One of the biggest influences I see for people is seeing the lives of other people, and you know, they're showing off their house tours for every single season. They're showing off their kids' birthdays and how lavish they are. They're showing all of these things, and what we don't realize is that it actually can make you feel less than. As you may think, well, I can't afford to do that, so I don't measure up. No wonder I'm not happy, because they look so happy and they have and do all of these things. I want to talk about how wasteful some of them are, and what some of them, they do it. It's not necessarily that they would do it if they were not on YouTube or on Instagram. You have these people who do the home tours for every single holiday and season, and they'll do the Valentine's Day, the St. Patrick's Day, the Cinco de Mayo, the Christmas, the Thanksgiving, the Easter, the Halloween, everything. And they do the tours and they show all the fun decorations, and yes, it actually is fun to watch. I'm not saying not to watch it, because it is fun to watch. But then the next thing you notice is they're doing this huge declutter from all of the stuff they have. And then the next season, they're buying all new stuff, because obviously they can't keep the same stuff they used for the last Halloween decorate with me, because that would be like repeating the same video. So they can't do the same one. They've got to go out and get new things. So you've got this constant rinse and repeat of buy new things to decorate for every single holiday, and then declutter with me, and then you've got let's decorate again. So it's a constant hamster wheel of what's going on, and what it's pushing again is that you need to buy new, you need to buy new, you need to declutter, you need to declutter. But where is that stuff going? It's going somewhere. For me, I prefer the same decor every single year. And maybe I'll add a few pieces every now and then. One of my favorite things about growing up was getting the Christmas decorations out. I knew what the Christmas decorations were, and because I only saw them one time per year, they were always special to me. I remember those special pieces, rather than just having a bunch of cheap stuff that my mom and dad just constantly, got rid of and added new things. Honestly, it can be so much fun to have a decorated house for some of these holidays. Absolutely, it can. But what I just encourage you to look at is not thinking that you have to constantly change out the decor that you have. Make sure the decor you have is something you love, that you enjoyed, that is a good investment, that is good quality. I really love some of the old antique pieces that I have, and I put those out every single year. But in the end, what are your kids actually going to remember? If it's just one season where they see something, they're not going to remember it. If it's a little ceramic Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus that they see every single Christmas, that's going to be something that when you pass on, they are going to absolutely remember those wonderful memories every Christmas, that Santa and Mrs. Santa being pulled out as a decoration. The other thing I see, and it honestly makes you feel terrible if you can't keep doing it, is these huge kids' birthday parties. These things are expensive. Renting all of these bounce houses, having the princesses come, having the table, the big table with all of the handmade food that looks like decorations, that has all the sparkles and unicorns and glitters, and you know what I'm talking about, right? It's color coordinated, it's perfect, it's this huge party. Every single birthday. That's not what I had growing up. I remember having every birthday morning. You remember, the Swiss rolls? That was my birthday cake in the morning. My mom would get the Swiss roll, which I love a good chocolate Swiss roll, and put a candle in it. My brother, I think, would get like an oatmeal cream pie and put a candle in it. And then my mom would make us a cake. Now, occasionally we would have birthdays. My brother's birthday and mine were very close, so we had to have birthday parties together. I remember some of the most memorable ones were just getting a few of our friends together and going to the skating rink. Kids, all they really want is candy, cake, and friends. That's really it. That's what they're going to remember. Honestly, the amount of money put into some of this industry stuff with birthday parties is just super extravagant. And what I want people to realize is that you do not have to compete with that. But you worry that, well, if my kid goes to school with 10 other kids, that their parents do all these extravagant birthdays, and you go to these birthday parties for them, and I only have a pizza party for my kid, you know, my kid's gonna feel like they're less than. I completely understand that. And it's sad that that's where we are. I want to also touch on something that I'm seeing more recently with influencers. And I'm not on Instagram, but I've heard what is happening with some of these, you know, you can use the filters on Instagram. So a lot of these influencers do a lot of their sponsorships there. They make their money there. What I'm seeing is, and hearing about, is people who are doing sponsorships for hair care, maybe hair care vitamins or a shampoo and conditioner, and the influencer has hair extensions. That's not relatable. I'm also seeing people talk about these teeth whitening things, and they'll show the before and after pictures, but it's clearly they have a filter, and that filter shows their teeth as whiter than they are. Well, yeah, that's not real life. So it's wondering, how can you even trust some of that? One of the things that I find funny now, that I now think about, now that I am a frugal person over the last few years, is looking back and seeing some of these people do, you know, all these hauls or showing the things they went out and bought, which is always fun. I don't know why that's interesting. I still enjoy watching it because it's almost like I'm living vicariously through them because I'm a spender, but I know now better myself, like I don't need the things that they're showing. I find this phrase so funny, and I heard it all the time, and I'm sure they still use it when they're doing their shopping hauls. But let's say they come home with, I don't know, a basket from TJ Maxx or from Marshall's, and they'll hold it up and go, I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but it was just too cute not to buy. How I want to end this video is by saying, you can absolutely watch any of these influencers, these YouTubers, these Instagrammers without falling into the comparison trap. However, what you need to understand is sometimes it actually does still affect you subconsciously. You may consciously go into it saying, this is not affecting me. But after you watch something over and over and over and over, it trains your brain without you even really realizing it. What happens is we do not realize when it is that we started comparing ourselves. And we start subconsciously thinking that we need to be on the same level. Let me know down below what you think about the current situation with influencers. YouTube, Instagram, whatever it may be. What are you seeing as people who are consuming this content? What irritates you? What do you like? I would love to hear. Let's keep it nice and gentle as well. Again, I understand that some people need to do this and are doing it as a part of their living expenses. But we need to realize that as consumers ourselves, of people who are consuming the content, we just need to have self-awareness to know whether or not something is of value to us. Not to say you shouldn't purchase something, but just to say, look at it on a certain level. Now again, it's not to say that I'm never going to show you a product on my channel, because I am. I want to share with you the things that I love, that I know are of good value. And I promise to you that if I put something on my channel, that is what it is to me. Now, not every product is going to work out for everybody. Everybody is beautifully different. But if I feel in my heart that something is good, and I want to share it like in a frugal favorites or something like that, then I will. I'll link it down below. But I'm also committing to you that I want to stay genuine, and I want to make sure that I keep your trust. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you back for more videos.